don't know if I was more shocked by the fact that he bit off a part of my shoulder or that there was a camera right there to document it. It looks like I'm just shocked that someone caught us.
Would you say that you were enjoying yourself before you found out that there was a fourth party in this, whatever this was?
Yeah.
Was the cameraman? Yeah.
Yeah. When, speaking to my control issues, I knew what I was getting into with Armie Hammer.
That implies consent, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps Armie is not the monster the media would have us believe.
I do love that. Obviously, the A stands for Armie that he carved into me.
Yes.
But it's right next to my Joanne necklace. So it's like you couldn't do a J? It's not like you don't know my name. It's right here.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Armie doesn't know your name. I don't think that you're his first.
Call me by my name, Armie.
Nicely done.
I had to.
Not mailing it in for the weekend. Well, this one has got a lot of things to it. Okay, so one thing that's been lost in all of this, and I am fascinated as to how they're going to tackle it. Okay. Armie's got a new movie coming out, like now.
Oh.
Yes, with Gary Oldman.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Remind me what it's about.
It is so, all right, I'll give you the opening line in Entertainment Weekly, and this article is interesting. Sure, you can't turn on the news without hearing, fill in the blank.
Armie?
No, the opioid crisis. Oh. Okay. I would say it's Armie. I would have gone with Joe's answer.
Although maybe the two are combined.
Boy, more than you know. There's a raging epidemic that isn't going away, and indeed it's the opioid crisis. That is the issue that is forefront for director Nicholas Jaraki's new dramatic thriller, Crisis. What a fucking pedestrian name. Starring Gary Oldman, who's also the producer, don't you know? Armie Hammer, Call Me By Your Name, Evangelina Lilly, Avengers Endgame, and Greg Kinnear. He hasn't been around in a while. Yeah, wow. The tense tale of the impact of opioids is across all walks of life. It arrives in theaters February 26th. And blah, 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 describes it. Guys, I did time codes on the trailer because I refuse to sit through this whole boring thing. It looks terrible. But let's get Joe's thoughts.
This is the biggest public health crisis since tobacco.
It's not our responsibility.
Then whose is it?
You cannot walk into that by alone.
Here's your boy.
We can't quit. We can't stop.
What do you think we're here to do? To make a difference?
We can touch you anywhere in the world.
We're running out of time.
Last chance.
Okay, so this is another person in the movie is Lily Rose Depp, sort of a loose tie to another story we used to like.
Oh, yeah. It all comes together.
Thank you. It really does. Now, this is like a 2,000-word article, right?
Okay.
About the movie. Guess what it doesn't mention?
Anything about Armie Hammer
being a cannibal? Not one thing. Wow. And this is a dirty, not so secretive thing about the old journalism game, one that I used to sadly participate in. The reason behind that would be the last sentence in the article. Crisis arrives in theaters February 26. Check out our exclusive first look at the trailer. So essentially what that means is the studio said, hey, Entertainment Weekly, we'll give you the first look at this super boring trailer. Just don't mention the sex cannibal stuff.
Totally.
Okay. And there we go. Now, my question to you is, they got to promote this movie. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm assuming Armie Hammer is not, even though it is probably in his contract to promote said movie, I'm assuming they're not going to wheel him out for the old press.
Especially when he's been sharing himself doing drugs.
Oh, that's great. I didn't even think of that.
Also, can you call yourself a journalist if you are doing this press junket, you're sitting in front of Armie Hammer, or virtually in front of Armie Hammer, and you have the opportunity to ask him about everything that's going on? People have to.
Right.
Ask him about how he's doing and what's going on, and that will completely overshadow the film. So
Well, here's the other thing. So I'm going to bet dollars to donuts. I'm trying to bring that expression back.
I love donuts.
You're like a hot homer. I'm going to bet dollars to donuts that Armie Hammer is not going to be available for the old press circle that they do for this. Now, having said that, these guys are going to be asking the other stars about Armie Hammer and their thoughts on Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Some won't because they're pussies. But Gary Oldman, who has also produced this film, is going to be answering a lot of Armie Hammer questions. And I would kill. Oh, I shouldn't say that since we're talking about Armie. Yeah. But to be the head of publicity for this studio as they train these actors as to how to respond to our favorite sex cannibal. And I have no idea what the stock answer is going to be, but there's going to be one answer that they say over and over again when asked about the whole, hey, so Armie Hammer cutting fingers off, keeping them in pockets, wanting to break ribs, throwing them in freezers, what have you. Thoughts? I want to know. Oh, God. Just would. Simple pleasures, people. Simple pleasures. It's what keeps us going in this crazy pandemic time. Sex cannibalism.
I would really hope that Gary Oldman would respond with a joke, I'm not the blood type he likes, or, but it does
I don't think he's that clever.
It does kind of suck, if you do a big film, especially if you're one of the headliners, that's not what it's called, one of the stars, and maybe it's work you're really proud of, although with that trailer, it looks like...
Oh, it's so fucking basic.
The opioid crisis is huge and very dramatic, but it looks like they've over-dramatized the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's something you're really proud of, and then they're just asking about Cannibal Armie Hammer, and you're like, can we talk? This is actually a national crisis.
Yes.
Can we focus? So that must be annoying.
Well, and again, I did not even think about the whole drug aspect that you mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And again, remember what the one girlfriend said. Oh, yeah, Armie basically does everything, but he doesn't do heroin, as if to sort of give him that saving. Everything else is fair game, including your thumb.
I wonder
ladies.
if heroin, of all the drugs, in terms of incarceration or trial, has a harsher punishment, and that's why she's it's not heroin. Do you know what I mean?
Well, coke is certainly a Class A drug, and it really should be, people. It doesn't hurt anyone except for possibly your nasal cavity, and talking too much. But coke is right there with heroin. What are the other ones he was doing? Molly? Yeah, I suppose Molly is.
Molly, shrooms.
Shrooms, I don't think.
I don't know. Wasn't there a girl who did bath salts and ate a person?
Yes.
So maybe
there's a couple people that try to eat.
He should just blame it all on bath salts.
I'll tell you, man, if I were his team, if I were Team Armie, I would not shy away from that excuse.
Oh boy, yeah.
I love watching you wrap your head around
I
this.
do like Armie with the full beard more than that creepy mustache.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know for a fact you're a beard girl.
Yeah.
And has also been a beard in high school. You cover the gamut.
And I want to win a James Beard Award. It just goes on and on.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You were interviewed by James Lipton?
Who has had a beard,
Thank you. Yes. Thanks to Luby.